Hello everybody, do I have too many pumpkins? Like, we need to be honest with each other, like, is there actually too many pumpkins? I feel like I do have a bit of an addiction, but anyway, this video is not about Halloween despite the enormous amount of pumpkins around me. This video is about food, so if you love food, if you like to cook, or if you don't like to cook and you're looking for an easier way, if you like getting bargains, or if you're a poor student like I am, then this video is for you and keep on watching. Obviously, cooking is quite expensive, eating is quite expensive. Has anyone noticed since the COVID restrictions has relaxed and everything's open, like all your bank balance has just gone on food? Because mine has, but we need to stop that. We need to be responsible and we need to cook at home. And an amazing way to cook and to get meal ideas, in my opinion, is to have someone do it for you, someone to think of the ideas and for you to pay someone to do this. Such as a food delivery service such as Gousto, which this video is about, or the ones that like HelloFresh and stuff like that. These food delivery services, I'm sure there are some in other countries if you don't live in England. You pay them and you choose which recipes and they will send you all the recipes, all the ingredients, everything that you could possibly need to make that meal. So in terms of time efficiency, like if you're a student, if you work, or if you just like being efficient with your time, then this is perfect for you. And financially, this is why I decided to do this video, to see if as a student you could eat as cheap as possible using these food delivery services, because I feel like we'll all agree, like it just seems like it has all the benefits but you would expect to pay a lot for it. So I wanted to put this to the test to see whether a poor student like me could afford a food delivery service and if it was actually worth it as a busy student. And of course I ordered a box. And I've been actually trying it out over the last 4 weeks and seeing if it's worth it for everybody. So let's talk prices then. So I've actually got them off my phone because I don't want to get them wrong. So a Gousto box, which is a food delivery service that I tried, but all the food delivery services seem to have like a promo code, like if it's your first box, for example. So the full price for 4 meals for 4 people, which is what I got, and I'll explain more about why in a minute, is £47.75, which sounds like a lot of money, but when you think about if you do have a big family, if you were to go in a grocery shop, like £50 for a week's worth of meals isn't too bad. And then for me, obviously I'm just one person, so I would take that one meal that was supposed to be for 4 people and I would eat it over 4 days. Or if you don't like the idea, you could cook all the meals and then freeze, and then you could like have a bit of variety. But I don't mind, especially if they are tasty. However, Gousto currently have an offer that your first box you get half price, so whatever, £47, half of that is like 20 something. However, if you have a friend and you use a discount code, then you get 60% off and your friend gets money towards the next box. So of course I'm your friend and I will leave my link in the description box below. So as I said, over the last 4 weeks I've been trying out and documenting my experience with the food delivery service boxes, and I will insert the clips here. Hello no, that's not Hey, welcome to the kitchen. So right now I've got my Gousto box. It arrives on the same day each week that you choose. I chose a Sunday and you'll be in the house. So my box was delivered and I wanted to unbox it and show you guys what I got. Each recipe obviously comes with recipe cards. So I've got my 4 recipe cards here, and the recipes I went for was chicken jalfrezi and rice, harissa beef mince ragu and mash, sticky Chinese pork chops with spring onion, chicken korma with spinach rice. So they're the 4 options that I chose. I did sort of choose these a tiny bit strategically. Firstly, I am gluten-free, so they're all great gluten-free options. Secondly, obviously I'm going to be trying and stretch these meals out for a month, so I need stuff that is going to freeze well. So for example, like obviously all the meat will freeze fine, and also stuff with like not that many veggies in, because obviously they'll go off. So for example, the spinach rice, I'll just use spinach and something else on the weekends or for a lunch option, and then I'll just repurchase the spinach whenever it's time to cook that recipe. So all of the ingredients is super helpfully packed into its own bag. So this is the first bag. So this is for recipe 8787, and then on the recipe card it shows you that the chicken korma and rice is the recipe bag 8787. So when you want to cook this recipe, all you do is you look for the bag with the corresponding number. And then all the ingredients apart from the stuff that goes in the fridge is in this bag. So next in the box underneath those paper bags we have so many veggies, and there's also like fresh herbs and spices as well, which I love because I would personally never go out and buy like fresh coriander or something because it just wouldn't get used. So I love how they give you just the right amount for the recipe that you need. Why am I just holding this veg like this? This is all the fresh veg that we have, plus some chopped tomatoes. And then on the other side of the box is the meat. So you might be asking, if it's being posted and stuff, how can the meat stay fresh? But Gousto actually packs it in a sort of freezer box by combining ice packs with all of your meat and your fridge ingredients. So it does stay cold and fresh. So we have everything that I need for the 4 meals here. We have beef mince, we have chicken, we have pork. And then we've also got our other fresh ingredients, for example, feta cheese and yogurt. And just one thing to note is that everything in these packets is just exactly what you need to go in the recipe. So for example, it might say 1 sachet of yogurt, it might say 2, but there's no faff, there's no measuring out anything, teaspoons, cups, anything like that. So it's so easy and convenient. Everything just looks so colourful and fresh and healthy. And now it's super easy to get it all in the fridge or in the cupboard or whatever you need. So yeah, let's get it packed away, and then I'll see you when I cook my first recipe, which is going to be beef ragu with mash. So I'll see you when I cook my first recipe, which is going to be harissa beef mince ragu and herby feta mash. See you soon. Like a desert in the sun. My heart ain't heavy, it ain't heavy. You can walk and you can run. Okay, so update, so it's Saturday now, so I've eaten this food like throughout most of the week. On Tuesday I did have a pizza night, and then I was going to eat it last night, but I wasn't hungry. But anyway, I could have. And like there's still so much left. Like this is how much meat is left, and this is how much of the mash. So I've eaten this meal 3 times and there's still loads left, so it proves that my plan worked. And in order to like save the food next time, if there's anything left, I will freeze it, but it's a bit too late to freeze now. So yeah, it was really good and it was so yummy, so I didn't mind eating the same thing all the time. But if you didn't want to do that, you could like make all 4 meals on the Sunday and then freeze it, and then like you would be eating something different like each day. So yeah, I'm really excited to carry on basically, so I just wanted to give you an update. We have encountered a problem, and it's totally my fault, it's not Gousto's fault, but the massive box of veggies that they sent me, like it didn't come with any ice or anything, so I stupidly thought that I didn't need to keep it in the fridge, even though, for example, on the packets of herbs it does actually say keep refrigerated, so it's totally my fault. But I just went to use some of the veg in one of my weekend meals, and unfortunately a lot of my veg has gone off. Like it is totally my fault. Like let me show you some disgusting veg if you want to see it. Oh, the juice just spilled out. This is the pak choy that I was going to use in my stir fry. Obviously it's not supposed to look like that. I've learnt my lesson and I'm going to wash the rest of the veg and put it in the fridge. This is what I was able to salvage. So I've got all my spring onions, tomatoes, cherry tomatoes, onions, garlic and 2 peppers. I really didn't lose that much, just the pak choy and all the like herbs. So I've learnt my lesson now, like that was definitely just my fault. I should have just put them in the fridge. I was just lazy and I left them in the box, so don't do that. So I took all the extra vegetables which were like kind of like going off, and I roasted them all. I'm going to blend it up and make it into like a pasta sauce. This is the pasta that I just had. So I made that all from the vegetables from Gousto, and it was so good. Like I just ate it all without showing you, so that's the leftovers, and I'm going to have that for lunch tomorrow. Welcome to part 2 of my Gousto journey. So today I am cooking the chicken jalfrezi. I admittedly am missing a couple of ingredients, like the tomato, like 1 single tomato, and the fresh coriander. Obviously they both went off, and I put the tomato into pasta bake instead, which is delicious. But yeah, so I am missing a couple of ingredients, but I'll still have all the dry ingredients. I've still got the chicken, I've still got onions and peppers. So yeah, we'll see how it goes. Why am I doing this with my arm lately? Anyway, we're finally done, so I'll show you what it's supposed to look like and what it actually looks like. This is what it's supposed to look like. You're just gonna have to deal with my shadow, I think. And this is what it actually looks like. So shall we give it a taste? The main event. That's amazing. That's so good, and like it was so easy. It's literally the veg, curry powder, ginger, garlic, and like some stock and some tomato, and that's it. Absolutely amazing. I've got all this curry left, so this is probably like 2 portions left. And then loads and loads of rice. That will definitely feed me like into the next week, and I need to remember to freeze them this time because I think there's probably too much rice there. So I need to freeze that so it doesn't go to waste unlike last time. I've got my dinner, I've got a movie. Life's good. That was seriously the best curry I've ever made. And one of the best I've ever had. That was amazing. Like, I loved the last meal because I wasn't expecting it. I always love a curry, so I was hoping that I'd like it, but this is amazing. Like, I can't wait for my food tomorrow. Yeah. I am bringing you the third Gousto recipe from my bed. We are having a very chilled night tonight. And the recipe I made was like a Chinese... I wish I was more prepared, I really do. The Chinese pork. Imagine if it's not even all that, like sweet and sticky barbecue pork. Something along those lines. So this is what it looks like. Let's try it. And also my plan is working perfectly. Not to brag, but it's the 3rd week now and this was my 3rd recipe. And it will last me until the end of the week when I will make the 4th recipe next week, and then I'll get my new box the week after. So, time has flown by and every recipe so far has been incredible. So let's see if this one is also incredible. That is so good. Like, I actually can't believe my luck that I've had 3 recipes now and they're literally all 10 out of 10, which is important for me because I'm obviously eating them 4 times. So I want them to be amazing, and this one is, so again. So I'm so happy about it, and just so far so good. Today we are finally making the final recipe in my Gousto box. It is the chicken korma, and so far like 3 out of 4 recipes have been absolutely amazing. I've invited my friends to join me for this meal so you can get a proper review, because maybe I've just been really biased. But yeah, this is the last recipe of the Gousto box, and then stay tuned to find out how it goes and also if I would order it again. So that is the first plate served up, and now let's see what the girls think of it.
That's so flavorful.
Isn't that good?
Mm-hmm.
That is good.
I very strongly approve of that.
Good?
Yeah. Brilliant.
There's a lot going on in my life. Thank you.
Was it easy to make?
It was.
Good.
Success.
Mm-hmm.
So I really hope that you enjoyed watching me be lazy for 4 weeks. That is literally what it is. Like, it's the laziest way that you could be, and as you can tell, I absolutely loved every single recipe, which was such a surprise. Like, you know, when you cook for yourself, sometimes it goes well and sometimes it doesn't, but to just have like all 4 recipes go absolutely amazingly well was like the best outcome I could have hoped for. So firstly, I feel like sort of most importantly for me is whether the recipes were actually nice or not, which they were stunning, each one, which is such a plus, so I would highly recommend the Gousto recipes. Secondly is the price, so obviously £18 or whatever it was for 4 weeks worth of dinners. Little caveat, obviously on the weekends I would cook things like pasta, or I would go home most times, so this is a reflection for me of like £18 did last me 4 weeks, but I have been home quite a lot to take my parents' food during the weekends, so for me that £18 has left me for 4 weeks. If you did have to buy your own dinners on the weekends and stuff, then it would only be slightly more, because think of how much like pasta costs, and then some like pasta sauce or something, it can be cheap. And also another thing that I loved about Gousto and the food delivery service is that it was so easy to choose my meals. There are so many different meals that you can choose from on the app or on the website, and also, which was really helpful for me, is it's so easy to change your boxes and to change your subscription. So what I mean by that is you literally download the app and then you can choose to skip a box, or you can choose if you want them delivered weekly or monthly or whatever, which I think is so helpful. Like a lot of the time I think we sign up to things and then we feel like we're sort of getting scammed, you know, like we can't cancel certain delivery boxes and stuff like that, but this is not the case at all. Like I've just been able to skip all the boxes that I didn't want, and also like just change the setting to monthly, so I didn't even have to skip boxes in the end. And then, as I said, there are so many recipes to choose from, and the menus change every few weeks as well, so there's always new stuff for you to try. So I feel like those are my top 3 reasons why I would purchase Gousto again, because it is cost effective for me, for my lifestyle, it's tasty most importantly, and thirdly about how easy it is. But obviously, as with everything, there are slightly downsides. As I have shown, barely any time did I actually stick to the timings. Oh, I did screenshot actually the first recipe that I did. I think it was supposed to take about like 40 minutes and it took me so long. So I don't know if this is just me being really slow, which is very possible. Like maybe other people can do these recipes in the half an hour that it says, but I can't. But then like if I was to cook a full meal anytime, it probably would take that long. Like it's not that these ones are difficult, it's that I'm just a slow chopper or whatever. Okay, so that first recipe that I did, it took me 1 hour and 18 minutes, which is really a long time. But any recipe that I would have chosen to cook probably would have taken me that long. And what I like about doing it this way, personally, it works for me because I'll just cook for 1 hour on like the Sunday or the Monday, and then I will just have to like take 2 minutes in the microwave for the rest of the week. So it really saves me time, and then I can use that hour each evening to study or to chill or whatever I need to do. The second thing to bring up is, yes, my vegetables did go off. So I feel like you might be watching this video and be like, oh, your idea didn't even work, but I made it work, okay? So I always knew that my vegetables would be the biggest problem. Obviously all the meat can be frozen. I could technically freeze most of the vegetables if I wanted to as well. Who is talking to me? I just didn't, and it was really like uncharacteristically warm for England, and yeah, that wasn't a great time. But I did make an amazing pasta sauce out of it, and literally like how cheap are vegetables just to buy in the coming weeks. So for example, like peppers, onions probably cost like £1 in total. And despite everything, like the vegetable disaster and everything, it all worked out perfectly in the end, and I got to have 4 amazing meals for that, basically for that initial cost, like with a little bit of an added cost. Let's talk portion sizes. So most of the time my goal was to get 4 portions out of it. For the first recipe I definitely got a gazillion portions out of it. Like I ended up throwing some in the bin because I just did not expect there to be that much food. I should have frozen it so that I could have eaten more of it, but I learnt from my mistakes. And then the second recipe, what was that? Then the second recipe, I think I ended up feeding some of my friends with it, so I got 3 portions out of that in total. However, I might have just eaten a little bit more than I should have because it was so delicious. The chicken jalfrezi was definitely my favourite recipe, if anyone's interested. And then the third recipe, I definitely got 4 portions out of, if not more. Obviously there was the 4 pork slices, and then I made so much rice as well. And then the fifth, oh my goodness. Then the 4th recipe, obviously I actually cooked that last night. and I fed my friends with it, so we got 3 portions out of it, and then I ate some leftovers today, so I got 4 portions out of that one. So pretty much like all in all I got even more than I bargained for that £18, which is wild. So in conclusion, when I had this crazy idea over the summer to take that friends and family code and get 4 weeks of meals out of £18, I sort of thought that I was crazy myself and that this is never going to work and I'm not going to be able to con the system, but I did. I really did. So to answer the question, will I be purchasing the full price? I definitely would. I definitely think it is worth it for me, for the quality of the dishes. Like for example, that really thick like pork steaks that I had, that just blew me away. You wouldn't be able to get them in the supermarkets very easily, so I think the quality is worth any extra money that we are paying. I'm not convinced I am paying some extra money. But anyway, I think it's so worth it. As I said, I love the layout of the app. I love how I get to choose my meals and you don't have to think hard like, oh, what haven't I had in a while. You just get to scroll through recipes and choose ones that sound really good for you. Also, I am gluten and dairy free, so I was able to make all of these recipes gluten and dairy free, so if you're interested in that stuff. Similarly, there's so many vegan and vegetarian recipes on there, so they really do cater to everyone. And I think it is perfect for my lifestyle, so if you're a student or anyone who has a busy lifestyle like I do, I would really recommend you to give it a go. If you want to give it a go, if you want to get some money off, don't forget to use my code in the description. And yeah, I hope that you enjoyed this video. If you want to see more like this, please subscribe and I'll see you next time. Give this video a thumbs up too, that would make my whole day. And yeah, do let me know if I do have too many pumpkins, because I could buy more. I could seriously buy more. So yeah, let's chat in the comments because that's my favourite thing to do. And yeah, I think I already said that I'll see you next time, but I'll see you next time. Bye!